Hello?
This package is for ArachnidYouth.
Where have you been all my life?
What?
So, imagine this. It's 2002, Spider-Man just came out, and your family takes you to the local Kmart, only for you to wander into the toy aisle and see the section of Spider-Man movie licensed merchandise. And on the shelf, you see him, the main bad guy himself, the Green Menace, the Emerald Elf himself, the Green Goblin. You bug your parents to get him, and you get to take him home. Open the box and find out he's a blast to play with. Fast forward 19 years later, and you head to theaters as a grown-ass man to see Spider-Man No Way Home, and you see the return of your favorite supervillain portrayed by Willem Dafoe. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, holy shit, I can't wait to get action figures based on him. About 2 months ago, I made a video going over the, at the time, brand new reveals for the Hasbro Marvel Legends No Way Home line. A long overdue line in my opinion. And while I did roast Hasbro for their shitty business practices with the Toby and Andrew figure, coming with less hands than their 3-pound counterparts, with the only change being the fact they came with, very mediocre Peter Parker head sculpts. Tom's figure is actually pretty good, but the only 2 figures that I was really interested in getting my hands on were these 2. Despite the protests of my friends, I decided to go ahead and pre-order them, and was promptly disappointed later because the release of this guy was a mess to say the least. Some people got theirs early because, of course, the Amazon ships like the Flash. Others were already finding theirs in physical stores like Target and Walmart. Meanwhile, my impatient ass was sitting at my window, watching everybody enjoy their figure, until I finally decided to check Hasbro Pulse and see not only had they shipped mine 4 fucking days ago, at the time of me writing the script, but also that it was literally showing up at my doorstep upon me checking the shipping details. Isn't that groovy? Was it worth the wait? Did I waste my AdSense check on this when I could have opted for the Figure Awards or the third-party Goblin? Well, let's find out in the... Well, I have said in previous videos that I do believe presentation of a figure is key. It's a special case when it comes to these new Hasbro-style boxes because, as you're pretty much aware by now, they've done with windowless packaging. Now, if you guys remember, I did touch on my opinion on the windowless packaging back in the Amazing Fantasy review, but if you really need to TLDR my feelings on the matter, basically what I think is...
Shut the fuck up, no one cares. Know your fucking place, trash.
But hey, y'all know I don't care too much about boxes, especially these kinds of boxes, but at least unlike the No Way Home 3-pack, they actually have the fucking figure on the box. And there are a couple of glorious shots. Here's the accessories on the back. Yeah, and there's concept art and shit. There's details and fucking logo. But that's enough for this fucking box. Let's fucking break this nigga out. I'm tired of talking about fucking... Who comes to a figure review for fucking boxes?
A fucking box inside of a box? Who did this shit? What the hell? And there he is, the Green Goblin. So here he is out of the packaging, and not gonna lie, he looks pretty good. Detail is pretty spot on to how he looked in the movie, and paint detail is pretty damn good. I'd hope so, considering this is a deluxe figure. As you can see, he has those little arm cannon things he has in the movie, even though he never uses them at all. He also has the blades, which disappointingly, they're soft plastic, so we gotta be careful with those so he doesn't fucking bend too much. I do like the little purple tattered hoodie that they give him. Overall, like the presentation. Got the side pouch where he holds probably his pumpkin bombs, even though that's literally on the glider itself. But you know, yeah, okay, we're not gonna bitch about that. But yeah, overall, pretty solid presentation so far. Let us get right into the...
Now this figure comes with a decent amount of accessories. Let's start off small, literally, with the pumpkin bomb. It's really simple, nothing to write home about. Proper amount of detail has been put in with the sculpted lines and the green dot signifying that the bomb is active. It really only comes with 2 hands, and that's a left fist and a right open hand that's fitted to hold the pumpkin bomb. Just make sure you have the bomb positioned properly so you can see the painted green light. It comes with goggles and a separate hoodie piece that can go on the figure. He has an unmasked head, which, holy shit, perfectly captures the maniacal expression of Willem Dafoe's portrayal of the Green Goblin. And side tangent, why the fuck didn't SH Figuarts include that head sculpt for their figure? The mask I can understand not being included, but literally his best facial expression is absent? Toby can have an awkward smiling face, which is an actual expression he made in the movie. Then Willem can have a sinister smiling face, which definitely is an expression from the movie. Moving on, we got a surprising addition in the accessories department, which is the Goblin helmet. If you actually watch the movie, he doesn't actually wear this in the final battle because earlier on in the movie, he destroys it. Bad move in my opinion. I love the original 2002 rendition of the costume. It was a bit disappointed that the final battle version was drastically changed with little to no explanation as to why. Don't worry, I'll get into more of that later. Fun fact, did you know that even though the practical Green Goblin suit had a metallic green, it always had a purple hue to it, so when it was in certain lighting conditions, it kept with the Green Goblin's comic color scheme of green and purple. I always love that detail and I wish they had brought it back for this figure.
But for now, let's move on to the big, the bad, the Green Goblin Glider. This accessory is actually pretty good. It's got the proper painted detail, though I will point out, you know this little section right here? Yeah, this is where he houses and deploys the pumpkin bombs. Yeah, that shit's unpainted. Deluxe figure, everybody! And this glider is 7 inches long. Funny, it's almost as big as my dick.
Get your mind out of the fucking gutter.
As you probably guessed, you can take off these footrests, which pegs into the glider, but as you can see right here, there's a little adapter which you can peg into the foot, which you can use to peg right back into the glider. Ow!
Bastard.
The glider also has hinge joints, as you can plainly see here, that can allow it to go outward. So yeah, that's nice. You can get it into different positions to accommodate for the foot's rests. Oh, yeah, there's also a port at the bottom which accommodates for this included stand. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not the biggest fan of the stand. It is a fucking nightmare to try to get it on this fucking stand. Fuck! Okay, it took a little bit of elbow grease and also from help from my girlfriend, but I got it in. I still don't like this fucking stand. I kind of wish it was taller though, but it's got a little ball joint action on it, so I can just pose it whichever way I want to. And speaking of which, let me get the Goblin on here. Look at him on that glider. He's definitely ready to destroy the fucking multiverse. It has on a little ball joint socket thing, so he can look up that far, which isn't much, and he can look down that far, which also isn't much. Aren't we off to a great start in this articulation segment? Arm can move out like this. As you can, there's a swivel joint in here, so you can swivel the arm here. There's also a bicep swivel here, so that's always fucking nice. Double jointed elbow. There's no forearm swivel. What the fuck? There's a swivel at the wrist, though it's a very tight swivel. And there's also a hinge joint at the hand. The torso has no real articulation to speak of. It's just on a diaphragm joint, which can just do this. I don't know why they didn't put a hinge joint here. Deluxe figure! But he can crunch in this far, and he can arc that far. Haha. Once again, deluxe figure! One thing I forgot to point out in my newer Marvel Legends reviews is the fact that the hips can shift down, but I'm not sure if that really does much of anything. He can kick out this far, he can also kick back that far. His armored ass is getting in the way, which seems to be canonically accurate to the movies. Got a thigh swivel here, double bend at the knee. Yeah, that's these joints are really tight, surprisingly tight. Got it up and down at the ankle. Wow, that goes down a lot more than I thought. And finally, you have an ankle pivot. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you don't get a calf swivel. What the actual shit? Who thought that was a good idea? What the fuck? If there's anything negative I have to say about this video, it definitely would have to mostly do with the articulation. It seems to be really lacking in some areas, most notably the torso and the fucking calves. Like, it's really weird that they wouldn't include those, especially considering those types of articulation was present in the original Toy Biz release, and the fact that they actually reused that, and the fact that Hasbro actually reused that when they first made their Spider-Man 3 wave is really baffling to say the least. So I would definitely say the weakest part out of this figure is the articulation.
Well, this is gonna sound nitpicky, but for a deluxe figure, this is kind of lacking in an accessory department. You only got one pumpkin bomb, you don't get any effects for the glider, no razor bats despite the fact he used them in the movie, no machine gun firing effects, which is weird considering they are still present on the glider, but he just never uses them in No Way Home. It would have been pretty cool if they got an extra fist. Hell, even a special hand that would have had an effect of him throwing an active pumpkin bomb would have been awesome. I also feel like the articulation is kind of lacking, especially in the legs and torso. Are you kidding me, Hasbro? A diaphragm for the midsection was all you could spare? And where's my calf rotation? It would have been nice if they had painted more detail on the deluxe figure, but fuck it, I guess I could always get a paintbrush and do it myself. But I shouldn't have to do that. Oh, and by the way, why the fuck are the blades a fucking soft material? Anyway, let's get to the biggest nitpick I have when it comes to the Goblin's final battle design, and that has to do with... Okay, now, bear with me. While I will say the Green Goblin's final design is pretty damn cool, it makes no sense on why the suit looks so damaged. What would I do? You are not going to tell me the condo fight is the main reason why it looks so damaged when Norman was literally whooping MCU Peter's ass. And when we do see it underneath the tattered clothes, it looked like it was already like that before Norman covered it with the street clothes. So what gives? Well, for those of you who don't know about the behind the scenes information that came out, it was originally revealed that the bridge fight that introduces Octavius was supposed to go on for longer, and Goblin was supposed to be in on the fight. Here's a pre-visual along with a piece of concept art of how it would have went down, and presumably this is where he got all that nasty damage on the suit when we see him in the final battle. Speaking of concept art, did you know they were actually thinking about giving Norman Iron Man armor? Thank Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, that idea never fully came into fruition. Without the helmet or hood, Goblin stands a little over 6 inches, almost 7, which is kinda surprising. Here he is next to SH Figuarts Son Goku, 1000 Toys Master Chief, SH Figuarts Integrated Suit Final Battle Tom, SH Figuarts Amazing Spider-Man, Reveltech Judy Hopps, and this is where I'd compare him to the original Torpiz Superposable Goblin. If I had him! The SH Figuarts Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and finally, in my opinion, the best piece in my collection, me. Oh, here he is literally next to every Raimi figure that I own. No! Oh! You ready to slumber? Not gonna lie, I like it. Hasbro almost disappointed me, but they didn't, thank Christ, considering this is my first Green Goblin figure. If you're not too keen on the steep price point of the SH Figuarts, or if you want to get a Christmas present for a Raimi fan, I do suggest you get your hands on this baby. I'll definitely try to get my hands on the SH Figuarts, though, because it's definitely superior in the articulation department, and I do want to get my hand on that third-party 2002 Green Goblin figure called the Green Monster to avoid a copyright infringement case. It'll be fun to mix and match their accessories, definitely.
But anyways, I once again want to thank you guys for helping me reach 5K subs. You guys know I always appreciate what you guys do for me here on this channel. And if you want to help support me, how about leaving a like, comment what your favorite part of the video was, and if you're new here, don't forget to...
like, comment, and subscribe!
Yeah, this is my girlfriend, everybody. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. See ya!